Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another meal prep, and I'm going to be meal prepping breakfast, lunch, and some snacks. First, I'm starting off with some fruit. You can choose the fruit that you want, but the most important part is the cheese squares and the pepperoni. But first, I take and I rinse off all my fruit, make sure there's nothing on them. And I'm going to take the plastic bags and the containers. And what I'm going to do with the fruit first is that I'm going to chop up the strawberries and then distribute them evenly in the bags. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the grapes. And I'm sorry if I sound kind of congested, y'all. I've been a little sick. So the reason I like to meal prep some fruit is because fruit really helps me with my sweet tooth. So when I have my strawberries and my grapes on hand, it's much easier for me to reach to that as opposed to like something like chips or a popsicle. And I'm not really weighing these out. I'm just throwing them together as to what looks even. And the reason you always see me do usually 4 to 5 and no more than that is because I only work 4 days a week. So those are the days that I really like to meal prep, because the other days I have more time to really cook my meals and make sure I'm eating something that's healthy. So for this next one, this was actually my favorite snack this week. I did pepperonis and cheese squares. And the pepperonis, I want to say it says 6 grams of protein or 5 grams of protein every 16. And first I counted them and I ended up putting more than that, which is why I ended up just adding more in the end. And this is me showing you guys all the snacks prepped up, all the fruit, and here are all my cheese and meats all together. So for the second meal, I made breakfast bowls to meal prep for breakfast, and I used eggs, cheese, potatoes that came with the peppers, and all the other stuff that's on the screen. And when you scramble your eggs, just use 4 to 5 or how many you want, and just season them to your liking, because that's what I did, and I just scrambled them and prepped them to add to the breakfast bowls. Next, I'm taking some turkey sausage that was high in protein too. And if I make this again, which I'm sure I will because I loved it, I'm definitely going to use 2 sausages instead of 1. But for this meal prep, I just used 1. I chopped it up and I threw it in the air fryer. And I ended up distributing these evenly as well to the breakfast bowls. And next, you're seeing me take the potatoes. And I wish I had something to really hold them in for the air fryer, but I'm literally taking cups of it and just throwing it in the air fryer. And I end up actually using the entire thing. Like, I end up using the entire package because at first it wasn't enough. But that's me adding the potatoes, putting the eggs together. I'm going to add the turkey sausages. And then I like to add chipotle aioli sauce because I really like aioli. And then each day, if you have it, it's nice to add salsa with it too. It tastes really good. And this is the finished product. You can see the glass containers, how I mixed it up, because I know a lot of people don't like seeing food mixed up, but it's so good, y'all. I'm not even lying. For the last meal we're meal prepping is lunch, and I decided to do chicken pasta. So what you see me do is I'm cutting off all the fat because I'm really trying to make sure I get the gains, but I want the healthy gains. I want to cut off as much fat as humanly possible when I'm cooking the meat. So that's what I do. And I just chopped them up into, honestly, just pieces, not even squares. Like, I just chopped them up to anything that would be good enough for me to chew as far as having it in my pasta. And for mine, I specifically used 4 chicken breasts, so I used the entire package. And I was actually shocked. When I first started cutting it, I thought I was only going to need 2. But as I cut them, I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to use the whole pack for the pasta. So after you've cut up all your meat, you're just going to add the seasonings of your choice. This is the one I use because I find all my recipes off TikTok or YouTube, and they always come out really, really good. So I'm seasoning. So I'm seasoning it according to that recipe and just adding those all together. And then I mix the meat and then I get ready to cook it and add in and create the sauce. Next, we're using penne noodles and we're just gonna boil them. Of course, you know, water, a little olive oil, some salt so that it got some flavor to it. And boom, the noodles are good. So we're cooking the chicken, and once it's fully cooked, you want to add in your tomato sauce. And then after that, you're going to add in your not cornstalk, your chicken stock and some of the cream cheese. And the cream cheese is what really makes the sauce nice and thick and really cheesy. It tastes so good. Also, please don't add too much chicken stock like me. I measure with love and not measuring correctly sometimes when I know how to make things, and I made it a little too watery. And if that happens, it's not an issue. Just add a little bit of flour and it'll thicken it up and just stir it until it's the consistency that you like. All right, when it's ready, get some really good sized containers. I said medium to large because you really gonna need space because the size of the noodles and the chicken. But these dinner ones were perfect, and I just distributed them evenly across all of the containers. Then I put them together, and that is it, y'all. That is it. I don't usually meal prep dinner as often just because I work from home, but I think I'm gonna do meal prep dinners as well. But hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys enjoy seeing meal prep, and I'll catch you guys later.